Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back. Today we're going to make something a little bit different. We're going to make a dangle. And so let me explain why. I recently picked this planner up in HomeSense. I don't know if you have HomeSense in other countries. It's basically like TK Maxx or TJ Maxx, as you call it in the United States. It's almost exactly like that, except it doesn't do clothes. It focuses purely on the home, whereas TJ Maxx has a mix and has a lot of clothing. So I personally prefer HomeSense because they always have a much bigger selection of things in there, and they definitely do more Halloween stuff than my local TK Maxx. So I was in there getting some Halloween bits and I found this planner. Now it is huge and it's lovely. They had quite a few. Oh, I was so tempted, but I ended up going with the mushroom one. I think that'll work all year and it's my kind of aesthetic. But they did have a beautiful kind of faux cut butterfly one in there, which I was also super tempted to pick up. You can see it's by Punch Studio. I might have the details somewhere else, but it's by Punch Studio. It is a monthly and weekly planner. It's 17 months from August 2024 to December 2025, which I think is perfect. And it has monthly calendars, weekly calendars, divider tab, note pages, and sticker sheets. It is a chunkle, so I'll quickly go through this. It is, firstly, like I said, it's got all these beautiful mushrooms and thistles and flowers and ferns on it, and it's like this cream. I don't know if that's picking up, but it's like this cream and then this muted sage green, which I love. And then it's got these huge golden rings because it's a ring journal. We've got several sheets and there's 2 of each sheet, so this is in those same colors, that kind of beige, muted, and shades of green. The different journals, the sticker sheets are in colours that match the journal. So we get 2 sheets of each. So here we've got set goals, progress over perfection, make it happen, ticks, take a break, me time, stars, banners, to-dos, paydays, important. So we have 2 of those. And then we have lots of these little journal pieces. Appointments, vacation, day off. You can tell this is American because we don't say vacation in this country. We call it holiday. So, but it'll still work. It doesn't matter. Paydays, reminders, lots of stars and banners and ticks. And again, we get 2 pages of that. And then the final sheets are all note to self, build you, happy birthdays, deadlines, holiday, again, happy birthday. I would have liked more happy birthday ones, but is there only 1 sheet of that one? No, there's 2. Don't forget. And then these little things that say meeting. So, you know, it doesn't cover everything extensively, but it has lots to work with. Then we've got this front page. You can see already all the tabs really stick out. Obviously, we have holidays, and because it is from the States, we have a lot of States holidays, which are fine, and Canadian ones actually, and then some of the British ones as well, which is good because I need those. I don't actually know, let me just check actually. Oh, we do have May Day on here, which is really good because that's something we celebrate over here. And we do have the equinox, so I think we might have the solstices. Yeah, the solstice and the equinox, which also I always need. Obviously, we've got the little calendar for the 24th and then for the 25th, which is always good. Little page notes, cute little mushroom. And this is how it looks. So you get your overall, which is kind of what I do in my bullet journal. I do a little thing like this, and obviously you can stick everything, little page notes. And then we have this, which I think is quite good. Notes down the bottom. I think this is a good enough size. And you get that all the way through to the back. And then you get another page for notes, and then each image is different. So we've had a mushroom, we've had a fern, and again, September's exactly the same. And then we've got one of these little plants for October. And again, October's exactly the same. you know, with the notes and everything. So each of these little images is slightly different. Another mushroom, which I love. Little mushrooms. I wonder if that's the fern. No, there's the thistle. So yeah, so they're all different. And then what I really liked, because I was like, oh, it's got little bits for notes, and that's really good, and a page at the front or back for notes. But actually, when you get to the end of the journal, so December, January, obviously goes up to the 4th of January, all of this, guys, all of this is notes. It's like having your own notebook. Look how many pages that is at the back. So, oh, it's got some of the details there. So punchstudio.com in case you are interested. So what I love, I'm actually going to be using this mainly for YouTube, Etsy, all that kind of thing, which is why I like having the notes, because I can write what I'm thinking, you know, video ideas for the start of the month, for the end of the month, what I might do in the previous months. Come up with an idea that I might want to do in December, near Christmas, but it's actually, I think about it in September, and then I've got all the notes in the back. So for me, this is going to work perfectly, but it'll work perfectly for anything. Anyway, all that to say this, I'm not advertising this. I bought it with my own money, but I'm going to make a dangle for here because, guys, it's pretty and all, but I'm a journal maker. So I like to add journals and charms and dangles and fabric to the journals that I make anyway. So obviously I want one on here because it's going to look really pretty, but I'm going to make sure that it's removable so it doesn't annoy me when I'm using it. But yes, we are going to make a dangle for this journal, and hopefully it gives you some inspiration in how you can just use your crafty skills and zhuzh up something that you get from the shop or gifted or something like that. So let's get the bits and pieces together we need to make the dangle. So I've grabbed the bits and pieces, and yeah, we're going to get started. So the first thing I want to do is, I think I want a mixture of fabric and like metal chain. So the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to use this as my guide for how much or how long things should be. I've got I've got a clip here, a lobster clasp, which will go onto here. So I need to sort of look how long they're going to be. So I think about there would be good. So we don't want any pieces longer than this. And now we can move the journal to one side while we are working on the actual piece. So I've got this piece. I may or may not use that. Just want to double check, because yes, it is that one, because obviously I've cut this piece too, and then I was like, what? And we're going to work on here because of the darker background and dropping lots of what's the word I'm looking for? I'll probably drop lots of the loops that I'm going to be using because I get all fingersy thumbsy with them. Okay, so we have this one. I like that. I do have this fun piece of trim, shall we say? It's quite chunky though, so I don't think it's going to go through. Oh, I could cut it in half. Oh, okay, let's do that. Let's trim this, and then we're going to open it and cut it right down the middle, which should make it less chunky. So yeah, gosh, let's cut a few at once, shall we? And I'm going to use a mix of silver, gold, different metal charms, mainly because realistically, I would have liked them all to be gold because of the gold on the edge of the journal, the rings. But I don't have a lot of gold charms because I don't tend to work with gold a lot, ironically. Yeah, that's going to be much better. So instead, I'm just going to use a mix, and that's going to be that. I wanted a lot of, because of the journal being cream and having a lot of green and gold, I kind of wanted a lot of almost autumnal colours. Right, that was not a good place to rip that. Normally you can rip sari silk. Okay, that's better. All right, that will do. So we've got that one. And I do really have to keep in mind, that's almost as long anyway, so that's good. I can always trim any that are too long. I do have to keep in mind how thick this is, because I'm going to put it straight through there, and I have got some chain. So that is going to cause a bit of a problem. I have some of this weird lace stuff. I can't even remember where I got this from, but it will also have to be trimmed. So let's just trim that. But yeah, I wanted kind of autumnal colours. I was thinking of doing a different tassel per season, and then I just thought, no, that's too much. It's too much bell and it's too much bother, and do you know what? Just do the one tassel. That works out better. And I am going to just add lots of my favourite. I love this burst of orange. We're going to use that. Lots of my favourite charms, or the charms that represent lots of my favourite things. Got some of my favourite beads on there that I've already prepped. I think this might be enough, but I did want, I have some of this fun kind of fluffy yarn. Once I find how to actually, aha, there you are. And I think I want some of that just to add a different texture, I think. And I do have some binding here in green, and we don't really have lots and lots of green, but we are going to have a lot of green charms. We can add it, and then if it's too much, I'll take it out. As in, like, if it won't fit through, I'll just take it out. And let's move all this. Oh, I had this one too that I was thinking of adding. I've had these in my, oh, I've got some seam binding there too. That could actually tie around it. Okay. I've had this in my stash for ages, and it says live long, laugh much, which I thought would be quite fun to add, but I think it's going to be too much. So we shall move that. That's going to tie it all together. And while we're at it, let me move all these out. We're going to add some of the chains. I've got this thicker kind of bronze chain. Then I have this thinner bronze, more antique gold chain. And then I have this brighter gold. So they will all work, different colours and things. Now I have to put this together, which is always the interesting bits. Okay, so if we start with one ribbon, and we'll put that through, and I find it easiest if I attach the clasp to something whilst I'm doing this, because it just keeps it in place. So we've got one ribbon. Let's add some sari silk in this beautiful deep green. Let's add the thicker chain through first, as we have more room right now. and it's already got a bead on the end, which is super helpful. So we've got the thicker chain. I'm trying to get it so it's going to lie flat in there so we can get more things through. I definitely want this fun one as we've gone ahead and cut it. Had some trim or threads there. This might be a bit thick, but we are going to try it. Okay. Oh no, I dropped one of the metal. One of those, and I actually want to add that now, so let me grab that. Don't know where the gold one went to. I had the gold one too. Oh, it's over there. Actually, the gold one should be added next because, again, this is the thicker of the chains that is left. Now, let's really try and hold that tight so I can put this through. I was debating, do I want to just make a chain dangle, but well, we all know how much I love fabric, so I've got to have a mix of the two. This needs to be moved over away from the other chain so that they're not all in the same area. We want a bit of a mix. Okay. Also want it with the different things. Okay. Right, that's that one. I want this beautiful burnt orange. I just do. Even though, realistically, it's the only orange on here, but still. That's what I want. So that's what I'm getting. And then I've got to move this out of the way. And then I did want this because it's got these holes in it. It's good to, you can add charms and things to it. Right, and this is getting quite full. So I might not even be able to add the extra, what's the word I'm looking for? It's because I'm trying to focus and get that through there. I might not be able to add the extra chain, but that's okay. Because if we can add this ribbon, that'll give us enough an extra thing to actually hold. Let's push this through with the tweezers. Perfect. Like so. I kind of still want that chain in though. I'm pushing it now. I really am pushing it. I really don't think it's going to be possible. But this is nice and thin, so I was hoping maybe it could go in. We'll see. I don't think it's going to. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to. We haven't got this one in yet. This will be easier to get in, I say, as I struggle. Because it's coming, it's all fluffy, so it's trying to, the fluff's just sticking to my tweezers. Right, let's try and pull that through now. There we go. I really did want that other chain. And now I feel like the chains are all in the same place. I don't think they are. They just look it at the moment. Okay, let's try and move one of the chains to the top of all of these, so we can see it a bit better. Don't know if that's going to work. Like so. Okay. There. I think like that is good. Just need to make sure everything's where I want it to be. And then we are going to tie the top together with this green seam binding ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. And I really need to hold it tight as I'm all fingers and thumbs, whilst I then tie a knot in it and maybe add a bow. I don't know. Or we just have it hang down. Okay, so there we go. I'm trying to make sure everything's on different sides. Right, guys, so we have our dangle, our basic dangle. So if I get this here and we add that, we can see some of it needs trimming. But for the most part, it's good. And it hangs well. Now comes the fun part. Because that bit is always a bit, it's fun choosing the fabrics, but it gets a bit stressful when you're trying to. I'm just going to put, what am I going to put? Maybe some fabric, because I know it's hitting off the glass, which is annoying because of the chain. So I'm just going to put some fabric under there. And now, oh my goodness, it's because it's quite thick on here. Okay. Okay, it just doesn't want to work for me now. Right, now we're just going to add some charms, and I have a whole load of charms in here. So this probably isn't the best thing to attach this to. Okay, we're just going to lay it down. Now this one's already got an orange one on the bottom. I'm trying to see where everything is. I like to kind of have them out like this so I get a better idea of where things could land, or go rather. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, let's put, this is a little book that my friend Sarah made me. And so I wanted to add this on here because obviously it's a journal, and this is a journal. So let's grab these two and let's open this up. This is quite a chunky one, but that's all right. That's going to go through there. I need to think about where I want to place this. I think because it dangles, I'm going to place it quite high up, and I think I'm actually going to add it to this rather than the chain, which is the great reason for adding trims that have holes in them already like this, that have a pattern that really can be used for adding the charms to. Okay, so there's our first one on there, and we have the book. Okay, we have little wooden beads, and I'm wondering where I want to add these little wooden beads. Obviously, like I said, I've picked some of my favorite beads and charms. And I've got to have wood on here because I love wooden beads and charms and trees and nature. So got these. This is annoying. Okay, I need another flat nose plier. That's what I need, especially for these. Okay, so we've got the book and the wooden beads. And talking about things that I have to have on, we have a piece of mahogany obsidian, which is one of my favorite stones. So obviously I've got to have a piece of mahogany obsidian on here. It's a very grounding stone, which is why I like it. It has a very, well, as I said, it's very grounding. It gives you a sense of calmness, and it's great. Well, I find it great to help when you're getting into a meditative state. Well, that's what I find anyway. Got to have a mushroom on here. I do have green mushrooms, which would have worked quite well, but I think I wanted the pop of colour with the red. So we've got a few things with pops of colour like that. Got to have a mushroom. Not only because the journal has mushrooms, but just because I like mushrooms. So got to have that on there. I'm trying to stagger the beads. I don't like them all up near the top. So especially the heavier ones. We have a key. It's a journal. Journals should have keys. It's just that simple. So we're going to add a key. Need to think about where I'm going to add that. You can see I'm not thinking too much. You can overthink with things like this. Let's add the key to this one. And I like dangles where there's things hidden in amongst all the fabrics and things that you really have to look, because it just makes it more fun, in my opinion. I like to overfill dangles. I'm going to try not to overfill this one for many, many reasons. I'm actually going to trim some of that off. Where is... Sorry, guys, I'm just reaching for my cutter because I feel like these are too long. So, yeah, that's better. I want them more hidden. Yeah, I like to, what was I saying? Stagger them and hide things and overfill because it feels generous. Okay, just got a green one here, and I'm thinking now I've cut those that I might put this near the bottom of one of these. Maybe right on the bottom. Let's see what that looks like. So yeah, just have fun, guys, with all your beads and charms, and hide them and use fun fabrics and different things. I'm wondering if that is too long. No, that's the longest it can go, though. Really can't put anything longer than that. On this side, let's have a look. Oh, obviously I've got one that says do what you love. Well, maybe not obviously, but I love these Tim Holtz charms, word tokens. And as this journal is also a journal to do with my YouTube and crafts and projects, I wanted to have this on here because, you know, do what you love. So what I've been trying to do so much more of this year is to just really do what I love. Got to add a bee. Love bees. So got to add a bee. Don't know where to, but got to add one. No, little bee, come back to me. Do love bees, and they're so important. Don't like them when my neighbours are swarming my garden and I can't go out there, but I'm also grateful that he does have some hives And, you know, he has been sharing the honey with us this year. I don't know if I told you guys, but he actually gave us a whole, what are they called? Like in the hive, they've got like the sheets with all the honeycomb is. He gave us a whole one of those. I mean, it's crazy. I've never had anything like that in my life. We cut it out of the frame, and then we had big chunks of real honeycomb, and then we left it in a bowl because you've got the honeycomb, and half the bowl is now just honey. And it's delicious, if I say so myself, because they tend to come to my garden. So let's add another one to one of these. So we need more beads because I love my beads. Trying to have a look what one I definitely want. I know I've got one with some jasper here, but I can't find it. So let's just add this one. This I want a smaller one. Got a butterfly there. Ah, there's the one that's got jasper on it. So yeah, I wish I had a few other gemstones as beads, because I love adding my favorite gemstones to things. It's fun, fun, fun. Let's add this a bit further up somewhere. Okay, let's add it up here. It's another brown, and that's brown and green, although a lot of the things I've picked out are brown and green, so you know, let's add more brown there. Let's go with the one I pulled out anyway. This can be so much fun, guys. It really can. It's such a relaxing thing to do, unless, like me, you really struggle with actually using the loops and things. But it can be so much fun. Right, I want to add something to here. I do have one of these leaves. Got to add a leaf. Let's do it this way. Got to add a leaf. Again, because this is netted, it's great because you can use the holes in the fabric to attach the charm through, although that's really brown on brown. Let's add a little pen because, you know, we write in the journal. It's where we write our plans. I really need to get some more of these charms, but when I buy them, I am this time going to make sure I get the bronze ones or the antique gold rather than the silver. Although the silver gives you more options with things like alcohol inks. Because this has got sari silk, it is, everything's clinging to each other. So, yeah. I need to put another dangly one because we have one dangly one and I feel like we need another one. Let's put something there, but let's put something small. I've got this little gold bead. We could put that. Oh, I've just seen my little rabbit. I need to add a rabbit. Got to add a rabbit or a hare, whichever it is. I know you can normally tell the difference by the ears and things. I think actually it's a hare, this one. Either way, I love rabbits and hares. So that's all good. Let's add a little bead there. And again, as you can see, I keep checking it because I just like seeing where something's needed. Now where'd the little hair go? Oh, isn't it cute? That's so cute. So let's add the little hair right there. Reminds me of that song. A little mouse with clogs on. Where? There on the stair. Right there. That little one. You know? Little rabbit in there. Oh, it's so much fun. There just seems to be so much thread here that needs to move. I need more of a mixture. Right. I think that's a little bit better. Ish. Right. Let's keep adding. Got a green man charm here. Have to have a green man on here. I mean, it just has to add a green man. So where are you gonna go, Mr. Green Man? Mr. Green Man. Right there. Ho, ho, ho. I have no idea why I ho-ho-hoed, because it's the Green Man. It's not anything to do with Christmas. Although there is the idea, isn't there, that there is that link. Got a butterfly? Got to have a butterfly. The idea of the Lord of the Forest or things like that. I mean, it really just depends on the different countries and legends and myths. And originally, Santa, or St. Nicholas, or whatever you want to call him, did have green clothing. So maybe there was just a subconscious link in my head. And I'm just rambling because I'm kind of in the zone where normally I would just have an audiobook on and it would be me and my audiobook as I did this. But, you know, I want to share this with you. I mean, I'm sure many of you know how to make dangles, but as I say, there's always new people who have just started journaling. And it's good to do things for them too. I've got this with some cork and a button because I just love this. And I love using buttons in my work. So it made sense to me to do this. Let's add that there. I feel like it needs to be the other way so the button is visible. Although, depending what side the dangle is, depends if the button is visible or not, doesn't it? So, right. So many threads. Oh, so many yummies. Okay, what else have I got in here? Did want to add one of the little Scottish beads that I love using because they're from a vintage necklace. And this one is a beautiful kind of greeny brown. So I definitely want to add that somewhere. Let's have a look, maybe here. I can't have things like the Green Man and that without also having... Oh, I should have pulled out a little goddess, but this is all right. This will be a good symbol. So we'll use this. But should have pulled out one of my little goddesses. I will probably add to this. I am waiting right now on some cabochons to turn up. And I have a feeling that I might actually add a dried flower to a cabochon and add that onto here. That's what I'm thinking in my head will probably happen, which is good. So I may take charms off, I may add more. It just depends what I get, whether I get, like, I haven't got a little fox on here, and it would be cute to have a little fox on here too. So yes, I did have one of these, but I really don't know. These are one of my little charms that I've made. There is a video to this. I will link it if you haven't seen it, and it's using tea bag and embossing powder. It's an idea I got from the lovely Artie Mays, and I'm thinking I might want to add this on here, but I'm thinking it might be good to add it quite far up, so maybe about there. Yeah, I don't know if this will stay on here, if I'm honest, because I'm worried. These, they're not delicate, but they're delicate enough. Let's have a look where the bronze is. That's too near the key, which is also quite dangly. Let's just add it here. So I wanted to add one because I love these, and I know what will happen is I'll end up using them all in journals and then won't end up with any left for myself. And obviously I can make more, but still, I just think it's nice to add some things that you've tried that you really like onto your journals, if you also sell your journals and things. Trying to make sure there's nothing too spiky near that so that it doesn't get stabbed by anything that could go through the embossing, because these are so thin. Oh, yes, I'm glad I added that. Okay, now we have some of these. Realistically, I think I'd like to add the tiger's eye. I've got sandstone. I don't really want to add that. Do I want to add the tiger's eye? I don't think I do. I think they're too big. Oh, we've got a little leaf charm here. Like I said, just overfill, guys. Honestly, you guys are probably like, there's a lot on there now, Belle. Yes, there is. But that's what you want to do. You want to fill it so that it feels generous and fun. Like so. This is off an old necklace too. I mean, again, lots of you will probably know this, but just in case you are new, definitely go into secondhand shops and look for cheap necklaces and bracelets and jewelry. They're great to add. Or if there's pieces you really love, but you know you're not going to wear again and it's just costume jewelry, take it apart and use it in your journals. Oh, I've got this super, super tiny. It is so tiny, guys. It's a little ceramic owl. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This was actually from a pair of earrings that there's no way I'd wear anymore. I've had them about 15 years. And they've got all like buttons and little owls and things hanging off them. And I'm just never going to wear them again. So they are great to add, because obviously I don't want to not keep the little owl. It's just the cutest thing. So I just took the earrings apart and kept the little charms and things off them. Put the little owl. I love owls. As I said, this is just full of lots of things that I love. I think, though, that's it. Now, I was going to add the moon charm. Oh, I've got a cat on the moon. Got to add the cat on the moon. Two things I love, the moon and cats. So can't not add a cat on the moon. That would just be crazy. Be absolutely crazy. It's the other one of those. Where do I want to add the cat? Hey, little cat, where do you want to go? Up there? You want to go up there? Are you sure? Well, cats like to be up high, don't they? So if that's where the charm wants to go, that's where we're going to put it. And then I honestly think we'll be done, because, you know, as I said, there's a few other bits I want to add, like a cabochon with dried flowers when it turns up. But I think we're quite done. So if I get the fabric out, you can just see how full of yumminess this is. Full of yumminess. Overfilled, generous. It's got textures that I love. It's got sari silk ribbon. It's got stuff made by my friend. It's got old pieces of jewelry that I loved. It's got pieces by me. It's got some of my favorite gems and charms and all that good stuff. I do think that leaf kind of disappears on there, but then that's quite a nice surprise. And then we're going to attach it to the journal. And oh my gosh, the journal just looks dressed now, doesn't it, guys? Doesn't it just look dressed? It just looks... They might be a little bit too long, but that's all right. I can adapt those. It just looks yummy. I just think it's added to a cute journal. It was cute, you know, not saying it wasn't. It was cute, but it was shop brought and, you know, needed a bit of dressing up. And now it's got its own little dangle, and I can add things, I can change it up. And obviously the most important thing is that when I'm working in it, I can take this off, or I can lift it up and it's easy to work in, or I just take it off. I say unable to because I'm trying to do it upside down. I just take it off and put it to the side, but it just makes it look super cute and has got lots of my favorite things. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I said, I hope you feel a little bit of inspiration to look at maybe some of your own journals and things. I'm sure lots of you do this, but again, I just thought I'd share this with you. And we are now into August, so I have been using this journal. I actually pre-filmed so that I could use it. So I'm not going to open it up again. But yeah, there we go. What do we think, guys? And I think it goes. Look, with the wood and the greens and everything, kind of goes with the cover. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And maybe have a look at what you've got and just spend an evening making lots of dangles for future journals. It's very meditative. It's calming. You can just have something on the background, some music, some TV, an audiobook, and just chill while pulling out all your favorite things and playing to make some beautiful jewelry for your journals, either handmade ones or pre-bought, shop brought rather. That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with another video, and until next time, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.